In the upper right, is there an underdog in this match? If there is, it's definitely him. The Moldovan mauler, it's Blade. He's facing one of the best representatives of the entire region for more than 5 years. For Sparks Esports, it's Foggy. All right. That's it. That's our start. What hero picks will we see? Keeper of the Grove it is. And on Blade's side, everything else but an Archmage would be very surprising. So this is the standard opening so far. Question always is expansion, yay or nay, and when, and what are the early creep routes. It should be the laboratory, as it oftentimes is. And Keeper is of course strong because of his early game power, his rise to level 3, Entangle, Treants, Archer, Focus Fire. We've seen a lot. Sorry, go ahead.
For all the talks that we've had about Keeper, you know, phasing out of the meta and stuff, this is still probably one of the better maps to try and go for it. Just because it's harder to expand for human on this one. Even though we saw some success from humans on this map, at WGL it was mostly off the back of fast expands, which I don't particularly expect out of Blade, and even if he was to go for it, I think Foggy's going to be fully ready. We already see a Wisp there. There's another Wisp that's getting ready to scout maybe what hero this is. And with 2 very good detonates and some good harassment, you can really get ahead against a human that tries to expand on this map.
Exactly. We've seen Foggy in this early lightning shield creeps. If he's nervous or if he's not warmed up, he can deny a couple of these, but this is living on the edge, but still very successful. Nothing denied, full experience, ring and cloak. And for Blade, he gets the slippers and the circlet.
I think if Blade keeps up with his results and ends up winning something really big like this tournament or even other ones, it's gonna make the newspaper, that guy, for sure. I can't think that Moldova has an insane amount of high-level athletes, you know, in different sports. But then again, I don't really follow sports, but I haven't really heard anything about it. Every time that I ask what's Moldova known for, what I hear is epic sax guy, so...
Epic sax guy, and I heard that the wine is really good as well, but can't confirm that. We have the first little encounter in the middle of the map. Blade trying to steal something, not really possible, but he's delaying the Taskmaster creep. 4 footies coming in now. No defense yet against a limited number of archers, trying to get some last hits, but Foggy moving the treants away. At least one can be saved. The second one will probably burn.
And Foggy got really unlucky items here. Ideally, when you play like he is now, you want to get some damage items on that Keeper. You know, some claw of attack, some circlets. Now not having any additional damage might be what's caused for him to not even try and go for any entangles and target on his footman.
Okay. Blade leaves Foggy alone, or kinda loses him here on the map. First went to the right, now to the left. Little indecisive, I would say. Defense is coming. It's almost done, actually.
Yeah. I'm really surprised at how aggressive Blade is playing. It's so standard here to creep to level 3, you know, get the Cobalt camp in the center, maybe the Murlocs at the same time, but it seems like he doesn't want to let anybody level. He already played like that in Mirror against Hawk yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of his style. Also against Undead. Doesn't really matter what matchup he's up or what player he's up against. He has the knife between his teeth and oftentimes brutal in that. So now Foggy's getting a couple of archers, and that's an entangle, and that's a surround. Is it though? Let's it go. So for the first time, Blade retreats. We see a lumbermill, no blacksmith yet. And he's almost done with attack, so on Amazonia, rifles pretty standard, I would say, but Blade not going for them. We have a Naga second. This is scary. That's a lot of crowd control. But Blade dodges that little power spike of the Night Elves with the damage of 6 archers and full mana. Mana management in general is pretty crazy. The kobolds are following Foggy into the middle of the map, and Blade uses that moment to engage into it. First entangle, it's kind of hard to get out of there if you don't have Dispel. Archer though, we oftentimes call the Knight of Meat Grinder as so many footmen are falling. But so far, Blade saved them all.
Under attack.
Militia coming in, sent back already. It's not a full blown out fight. But Foggy's game plan is kind of disrupted. He couldn't take the kobolds away. He didn't get too many footmen. He's spamming Entangle like crazy. But Blade is making sure that there's no experience for the Night Elf. And now the Keeper is half on HP, half on mana. And his next power spike is a little far away. He started the tech only now. Until then, he will be stuck with archers.
Yeah, so it's still going to be that style with Mass Archer that we saw so many times recently, which, to be honest, I think is still somewhat tricky to face, especially when you're playing one base. But what you need to do a lot of the time is just get Paladin thirds, you go into Knights, and then Master Priests. But obviously, the Night Elf a lot of the time will try and make a difference before that. I feel like we've seen a lot more games where it was a human expansion against this than one base human against this. So I think humans, they will have less experience playing on one base against this, but you know who was doing this build for a while on Europe and who was executing it really well was Happy. On his Night Elf account, he beat so many human. I lost a bunch of games to him when he was doing this. And I checked his game history, and Blade played a ton of games against Happy when he was doing that. So he will surely be well practiced against that style.
Yeah, speaking of Blade's matchup versus Night Elf, if you asked me 5 weeks ago, I would say, okay, he's really good against Orc, he's really good in the mirror, he's really good against Undead, but Night Elf, he's not up there. I think Hawk is better, but this guy hasn't lost a match against Night Elf the entire July, I think. So he really stepped it up. Not the super hardest opponent, but I think he grinded a lot of games against Night Elf, and it showed in the group stage already against Sonic. He put in the work there.
Yeah. He practices a lot, actually, whether it's on NetEase or WC3 Champions. At first, he wasn't doing that much on WC3 Champions, and then he really got into it. And ever since the end of season tournament was announced, he's been grinding like crazy. And he's currently ranked 3, which is super impressive. He's ahead of both of the accounts of Esl, just behind 2 accounts of Happy, and even ahead of Infi. So he's been putting in the hours, and it's really showing.
Got the mercenary camps open. We got the flute for Foggy, which is the absolute dream. More damage, double level 3. And Foggy is recently putting more and more emphasis on a high level Naga, realizing how strong a well-timed Fork Lightning can be.
Demon until 3rd.
Whoa.
Maybe because he found flutes. I mean, usually you see an alchemist a lot of the time with his composition. But in this case, because it's a Mountain King, I think he's worried about the Mountain King. He wants to make sure he can mana burn that. So if he goes Demon, we got a lore underway.
Foggy's going to the lab. Is it Sappers or is it Zeppelin? Zeppelin it is.
To be able to evacuate. He's going to force the town portal. Can he evacuate with everything? Bit of a scary situation.
There's not much anti-air. Foggy realizes the lack of rifles definitely opened this up. Of course, there's Water Elementals and Archmage, but the Zeppelin should be safe. He saves everything except the tree, and damage isn't enough. So does he decide to be even more annoying and drop into the back of the base or not?
No, you can't while Blade is here, but that's what this achieves now, is that Blade has to be paranoid. He has to be waiting here. Usually a lot of the time, if you play against a normal composition, you would have a workshop. But now, why would he have made a workshop against mass archers? There's nothing in there that would help him against archers. So he drops a workshop down now, and that's because he knows that if he doesn't do that, there's no way he can make sure that there's no Zeppelin around his base ready to drop in at any time. And Foggy, knowing that Blade was going to have to stay there for a while and probably drop a workshop, which he sees with the Sentry Ward, he flew out, and I thought he might try and go for some creeping on the golems. But he's flying back in because he saw Blade move out. That Sentry Ward is so efficient.
Really, really good. Really, really, really good. And this build by Blade is pretty crazy. And he's skipping Rifleman completely to go for Knights to have the counter to the scary Mountain Giants. But Foggy finds a new way to challenge him. Now there's a gyro. Now it's time to GTFO.
Oh my god. The Flying Machine. Everything's gonna be stunned. Okay, he's just gonna staff out with that. He can actually staff now. Why did he stumble this early?
That's quite some damage though. Decides to go for the safe TP.
I think he didn't know whether there was maybe like clap level 2 or bash. You know, a bash was possible. In this case, it was Stormbolt level 2 with bash. So there was a decent chance he could have gotten bashed, and losing a keeper now would have been awful for Foggy. So I like that he doesn't take the risk of staffing out and just gets out with the town portal. It looks like both players gonna do the granite golems on each side.
Yeah, red spot, baby. Let's get ready for this super late game. We got Master Priest, we got Inner Fire, we got 4-3-1 heroes. On the other side, the first Mountain Giant is out. He still needs upgrades. Hardened Skin is coming. Marksmanship is, of course, already there. 1-0 upgrade for Foggy. Blade should be the first one to cancel this, to kill this granite, but this does take quite some time without rifles.
Yeah, I think any of the Orc auras here will be a dream for Foggy. And on the other side, as human, one of the 2 Orc auras or Unholy aura, I think, is the best. What does he get? Medallion of Courage for Foggy. And on the other side, same item. Fair.
Definitely.
Almost.
Who benefits more? I guess the Mountain King benefits the most. Decent.
You mentioned that on the Pala as well, for some extra Holy Lights.
Oh, the Pala, yeah.
Bit of extra hit points too. I think if he had gone clap, maybe if he had max clap on the Mountain King. I mean, look at that Mountain King. Already belt 1150 hit points.
He's a beast for sure. So 51 supply for Blade. Losing quite some money here. Going for a shop only now.
My eyes were bleeding here for a second, but he canceled the Knights. 47 out of 60 supply now. And it's very normal on this map to sit back and save a little bit before you finally break up keep. If you break up keep like 30 seconds after your opponent, you will have mined quite a bit more than them.
Players' forces are under attack.
Yeah, both of these armies benefit a lot from upgrades, and they also require a lot of upgrades. So breaking upkeep is it's a very tough choice when to do that. What do you need before? How long can you survive? What's the minimal you need? Ooh, Mountain Giant could be getting caught here, same as the Demon Hunter. Instant stab, and the Demon Hunter, as a 3rd hero, made it to level 3. It's quite rare for Amazonia.
What is Blade doing? He hasn't broken upkeep and he's moving to the other side of the map. I think that's because he knows that he can save a lot of his units with his Paladin and with his staff. And oh no, actually he doesn't have staff yet. He definitely needs to get it. But yeah, he has Paladin, he has Priest, sorry. He even goes back in and takes the Tome. So look, what Blade did here was pretending he was going to attack and trying to force Foggy to go into upkeep. And to answer your question from earlier, the perfect time to break upkeep, or like how long you want to save gold, is for as long as possible for the amount that you can get away with it. So I think usually if you can break upkeep, like let's say a minute or 2 after your opponent, then you should definitely do it. If you can get away with it, that is. It's very rare that it's the case. But on this map, it could be for whoever stays on their side of the map. So then we cannot enter a game of chicken. You know, like, do they both stay on their side of the map and then just scout each other a little bit, and then they man out the main base and then break up keep? That's very possible, because the main base doesn't have a ton of golds. The Expo is the one that does. Yeah. So then we might enter this weird dynamic where Foggy can move his main tree to the Expo, but Blade would have to actually make a town hall on his Expo. So those maps with one single gold mine on the Expo can be really weird. Kind of like Echo Isle. And neither player has broken up keep yet. Yeah,
that's a very good description for Amazonia. I guess the prime example is this one Night of Mirror we had like 2 years ago between Lawlight and Joshishi, where they mined out pretty much everything, and at one point Lawlight mined so much that he was able to go for Chimeras. Joshishi didn't see it coming in a bare mirror, so it is a game of chicken. It's pretty relaxed. It's not the highest APM at the moment. Blade forgotten a little squad of priests, fixes it now, and Foggy is the one to break upkeep. Blade follows.
Yeah, I think they both realized that there was gonna be a fight happening here very soon, but Blade only started a knight. Okay, there it is, started a priest as well now. He's still not making anything from the workshop.
He's not getting the mana burns out, but what he does is he forces the storm bolts out of the Mountain King, so he's not getting burned. And now the Demon Hunter is in, and that's the big mana burn, and that's an MK without a single storm bolt in the fight.
I think like leveling a Demon Hunter to level 3 here was so smart by Foggy. He adapted super well. You can tell he really thought about this, and I like that a lot. I mean, look at the Mountain King. What is he going to do in the fight? He has absolutely no mana. There's no mana potion. Of course, there's Brilliance level 2. Wisps are coming in, and Foggy's ready for this fight, I think, more so than Blade is.
Oh my, the focus fire on the Mountain King. He identifies this as the weakness and goes for it immediately. There's staffs on both sides. I guess there's an invo potion as well. Holy Light to keep this MK up, but the hero focus of Foggy is so insane. With orbs, of course, as well, that, or with one orb at least. Demon Hunter a little far forward, a little bit greedy, but staffs. Foggy was expanding on the back of this. Blade, can you break this?
Yeah, Foggy only had one giant here for the longest time. He's going to have to start that out here in a second. Fully healed. The Demon Hunter is coming back in. Mountain King still with no mana. Those Knights going strong. They had Inner Fire earlier. They had Score of the Beast as well. I think that made a giant difference here for Blade. But both of his melee heroes here, the Mountain King and Pala, are now at the back, kind of sitting back doing nothing. Can these Knights carry it for him?
He needs, they need to. 3 Mountain Giants in the front, protecting these archers, and there's Moonwells as well. Heal Scroll being used, and everything is back to green for Foggy. 65-68 supply, it's super close. MK is a no factor, the Knights are starting to fall, so are the Mountain Giants. Can he staff them out, heal them up? Moon Juice looks quite empty if you ask me. Fork Lightning, this Inner Fire, really, really good. Mountain Giants are starting to melt. The Knights are putting in the damage. MP gotta be so careful, aiming for that Demon Hunter here. Staffs, are they off cooldown? Yes, they are. Invo Potion on the little dwarf. Knights are falling. MGs are falling, and that 7 supply gone for Foggy.
And Foggy hasn't been targeting these casters enough, and we're all kind of seeing why that Keeper meta has, why that Keeper play has phased out of the meta as well. If you can get enough Priests and Knights, it's so hard to win this fight. He has Giants, he has a ton of damage, but the Knights still holding strong. They have 2 upgrades. They did so much damage and took forever to that. The Mountain King, he gets the Dispel just on time.
Pretty crazy. Foggy desperately trying to force the town ball off to fight the heroes off. There's almost nothing on this Archmage. Keeper is endangered as well, and Foggy sees it. Hero focus doesn't work. Taps out 1-0 Blade.
And there I thought he had the level 3 demon, he had the 3 MGs, I thought he was late game ready, I thought this was gonna be going good for him. Where did it go wrong? He started that fight, the MK was completely drained, I think the Paladin even ate 1 or 2 mana burns as well, but it still wasn't enough for Foggy.
How common is skipping rifles? I'm kind of baffled by this.
I think
Todd showed us the way in the ESL Meisterschaft against Longwalk, didn't he?
Yeah, against Keeper Mass Archer, it's kind of common, but you need to get it right. Like, if you understand the transition incorrectly, you could really get punished for this. But yeah, these days, it's very, very common against Mass Archer. It's the perfect counter, is to get a lot of footmen. I would say the addition of Fairy Dragons, especially because they were both banking for so long. Instead of going for expansion, I think if Foggy adds Fairy Dragons to his composition against that many casters, I do think he would be able to do a lot better in the fights, because there's no rifles. How are you going to kill the Fairy Dragons? They're just going to like sit there and make the casters explode as they cast spells.
Good point. There was a lot of healing. There was a lot of Inner Fire. Rare to see that game with not too much Dispel, but that's exactly what happened. So Amazonia was Foggy's map, and Blade takes it from him.
And that on 1 base. You know, I was seeing that game transitioning into the late stages, into upkeep, and I kept thinking to myself, yeah, Infi and TH made it look really good, but they always had the 2 base to rely on. Even if they lost some units, they could always crank out mass Knights from double barracks, and then get more kills, get higher levels. But Blade does it on 1 base only. I keep getting impressed by this guy. But I also want to say, Foggy, I think you played a good game. Todd, I think you hit the nail on the head when you said that he adjusted very well. Still managed to get this team high to level 3. And I've been saying this for a while now. It seems to be really hurtful for Night Elf that oftentimes they can't go triple hero. But that triple hero combo looked pretty good. You have the Keeper early for the control, the Naga in the mid game for added pressure, and the Demon Hunter third hero actually is really strong in the late game. But apparently not quite strong enough.
I think he just fought at the wrong time. Like, he was breaking upkeep as he engaged with just the 1 single giant. Keep in mind, he has no alchemist. Like, healing that giant takes all of his Moonwells if it goes down to very low hit points. So I just think he fought at the wrong time. He certainly should not have expanded with only a few thousands left in the main gold mine. You can just move your main tree, whereas human's gonna struggle a lot more getting a tunnel. And if he had just made a ton of units and Fairy Dragons, I do think Foggy would have had a real chance to win this. But the upgrades on Blade 2-2 on those knights, they are so scary, even against a Mountain Giant army.
All right, we're getting ready for map 2. It's Northern Isles. And with the Keeper disappearing more and more from the meta game, is that now again a Warden map, especially in Foggy's hands?
We haven't seen her in a while. She does suffer from some problems here. Usually the AM level 3 creep route is way faster, and then the AM level 3 pressure play towards the Night Elf main. But it seems like the wind is shifting in that direction. And Foggy is amazing with the Warden, so I would like to see her here, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Could also come as a little bit of a curveball. You need to disrupt this early. I'm not sure if Blade is able to. Let's load in. Northern Isles it is. From the rainy days of Amazonia to the cold and frozen tiles of Northern Isles. If Blade walks away with a 2-0, which is definitely possible because that is his map, Foggy would need a reverse sweep, and that is not the easiest task in Europe. We've had a lot of one-sided series this year in Europe. I thought this is over now after the Thorazine Vortex match yesterday, but apparently, or maybe, it's not. Our game 2, Northern Isles. Here we are in the bottom left. We may not see his face and we may not hear his voice in interviews, but we definitely see his skills on the maps. It's Blade. His opponent, a man of many names. He might need a little magic here. The Wizard of Warcraft. It's Foggy.
I hope Foggy got other styles and strategies prepared because Blade looked extremely solid against that Keeper style. And I really think that's in big part due to those games that he played against Happy using that style. Like Happy executes it so well as well. And it really was some of the best practice you could get against this Night Elf style. Especially because Foggy doesn't really play on W3 champions. He's usually on NetEase, whereas almost everybody else in Europe has been playing on W3 champions. It's really only Hawk and Foggy left on NetEase these days.
It's a Keeper again. And that, for me, raises the question. During WGL, on this map, we have seen Ancient Protector pushes by Lawliot. Is that something Foggy could do?
Foggy doesn't copy Lawliot. He copies Moon, though. So we need to remember what Moon did, because that's more likely he will do that.
Yeah, that was totally outside the box. I think Moon tried it as well. I'm not too sure anymore.
Yeah, he played super aggressive, as they did most of the games.
Yeah, that semifinal was absolutely sick.
What spell is it going to be first? He goes for Trance. Always makes it easier to creep. On this map, you can creep pretty easy with a Keeper, like more so than on many other maps, because you get that first camp like pretty easily. Look, he's only repairing with one Wisp. So sure, the Ancient of War will lose hit points, but it should never go down here. And then after that, you got so many small green that are very easy to creep. And for human, it's very standard to creep the expansion first. You don't always have to take it, you know, like... You see that Footman across the map, he's scouting with it. Yeah. Well, he's gonna die, actually.
He's gonna die.
But you can see kinda like what's coming. You know, if the opponent, like, let's say, was like... It looked like he was gonna rush super fast and he was just gonna mass units, you could just send those peasants back home and not expand. And actually, look at it. He gathers gold and he sends them home. There is a chance that Blade might just simply tech here.
Yeah, looks like it, right? And Foggy on the other side, he's playing a Warden creep route without a Warden, with an harassing Keeper, trying to do some damage with Entangle and Treants. But kind of not happening. He's also not doing anything with the shop just yet. I am a little confused.
You can Ancient of War creep the top camp with the shop, I think, and yeah, start using Clarities later on. I like that he didn't waste his mana across the map. You know, he just heads home. And now he's gonna do the small Murloc camp. He might do the camp above that with just the units, maybe?
Yeah, that's what I...
Lightning Shield is one of the best. Okay, we see a tower going up, but it shouldn't be an Arcane Tower on time to help against this. So if Foggy heads across the map, he buys the staff here and then he goes. This is gonna be super scary because Lightning Shield can do a lot of damage.
Ooh, ships in the night. It's nighttime. Blade doesn't see the Keeper. He was hiding at the shop. Does Blade have a dust? No.
Yeah, he just needs to Shadow Mail that upon seeing that there is no dust. Wait, this Keeper, big damage potential here.
That's exactly what you want. That's Treants, walk into the main, Lightning Shield applied, no Arcane Tower. How much damage can Foggy do?
A town is under siege.
Let's see. Blade's reacting.
A player's forces are under
But Lightning
attack.
Shield doesn't last very long. He should have waited until that was like deep in before using that. Wisp's gonna be attacked all over the place by these footmen. Foggy should have anticipated that and maybe evacuated with a lot of them. And the defense on the other side is there. I think Blade lost one peasant and he's not even gonna lose the second one. He barely survives.
That is so impressive. Going for the counter-attack immediately. Not even wasting one single thought. Should I go home? Shall I defend it there? No. Sometimes the offense is the best defense. And that shows.
Okay, he has Entangle level 2 now. Not a ton of mana. He used all of the moon juice that he had, and that fourth Moonwell got cancelled, so Foggy actually remade it above the shop, a little bit higher.
A player's forces
Wait,
are under
it is the
attack.
Mass Archer style yet again here.
Yeah.
As you can see, there is no Huntress Soul that was ever made.
I don't know if I like that choice. Blade seemed to have the answer on Amazonia already, and AZ was an even better map for this.
Wow,
Tier-
he's going Naga.
Yeah.
I think that's because there's no moon juice, I think. He just wants to keep on pressuring and finally kill those archers. He saw there was not much mana either on the Keeper, but look at this Foggy. He used the Clarity. And he took his sweet time, he stayed back, made sure that it didn't get cancelled. But no dust from Blade, and he has no unit at the lab. He has a low hit point footman on the top left that he could send there to try and scan. If he really wanted to kill some of these archers.
Demon Hunter second for Foggy. He's a little bit in trouble. More than a little bit, probably. Archers still have to hide. One more entangles, one more kill, but repair is way too late. Foggy losing the moon. Well, is he? A little bit more emphasis on that building and it's gone. There we go. And moonwolves are really expensive. Demon Hunter is in. Mana burn immediately. Entangle immediately. There's one clear goal. Get that human army out of my base.
He's gonna go for the Naga now. There's a Moonwell with a lot of juice here on the right side. Can he chase?
No.
Naga is really low. Oh my god, if he kept on chasing 2 more mana burn, we would kill for sure.
There's no entangle anymore. The Demon Hunter can chase, okay, he can burn a little, but he has no boots, he can catch up, and there's Frost Arrow as well. Did Blade just anticipate the Demon Hunter second going for Naga?
Nah, she's gonna die anyway. Next mana burn will do it here. That's a guaranteed kill. Keeper is very low, he needs to be careful. Oh, the next mana burn doesn't quite kill her. But the next one should 13 hit points on that one. And boom. Gets the kill. That's very important. Look at the Demon Hunter experience now. Almost level 2.
But also almost all mana burn for himself. That requires a lot of moon juice to get him back up. Does the Keeper have another entangle so he can threaten this Archmage? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now things are getting scary.
Yeah, there's that ring. If you can barely make it out.
Oh
I
my!
can't.
4 HP. Calculated.
Oh, the Footman. Okay, well, one more is gonna die. And that's the full experience for the Demon as the Keeper pulls back for more clarities. Tier 3 almost done here for Foggy. It drops down a lore. I think Foggy's deduction from last game has to be that he fought too early at a bad time before, like when he was just breaking upkeep. It was not his power spec. And also really think that Fairy Dragons would have been very beneficial. This game, I would say it's even better for him because there is a Naga second, which does fall off later on. So I think if he just plays a little more solid than last game, just doesn't fight too early as Fairy Dragons, he's gonna do really well. But he's ahead right now, I would say.
Yeah, he weathered the storm for sure. It looked really scary. He lost a little bit, but now this Demon Hunter is strong, as you say. He's creeping the marketplace even. Blade might have a chance for the creep jack. The keeper is close. He has a staff. He has the TEP. So if things get too dicey, he can still evacuate. But Foggy, man, he's so much hero focused this series.
I'm so surprised that Blade's not working on this walker count on the woods. Neither has he gotten the upgrade. Like, his wood economy is so bad. We have a Blade purely on rifle and casters right now. So I'm starting to think that he's just gonna do a 2-base here. But it's not gonna... There's not gonna be this timing for super long. Look at Foggy. Like, his tier 3 is already getting a giant.
And Blade on Amazonia went for the fast tier 3. No chance for that this game. So he feels forced to go into rifles now. And that can be relatively easy dealt with. Once you have mountain giants.
The Squids actually don't have much mana here. Only one of them has a Dispel. But yeah, Blade does go for Castle eventually, but it's so late. Demon's almost 3. And we see Foggy queuing Hardened Skin immediately after that Giant. So I think he's just gonna get... Yeah, he already has Orb, he has a Staff. And most importantly, Foggy almost always gets a Staff of Teleportation. He can give that to the Demon. We know how good he is at Staff picked out and then back into the fight with full hit points after using Moonwells. I think this will be a good time to start fighting here for Foggy.
Really realize this. There is 2 invo potions, hero focus. Like, Blade identified this relatively quick that is Foggy's way to win the series. What's next? Keeper in the middle. There is Treant scouting for some movement. Like, hey, you're taking my camp away? No way you do this. Mountain Giant a little out of position trying to get in front, but that's a lot of damage on the Demon Hunter already, who has no staff to get back in.
And there's no Moon Juice to heal, actually.
Oh, and that MG might be surrounded here. Played a little late with that.
It's tricky to fight against this army because he's strong right now, but if they were to get bigger supply, obviously Foggy would do really well with Giants against a full rifle army for now. That's why Blade is taking to tier 3, because he knows that eventually he's going to have to get Knights, much like in the previous game.
Yeah. Marksmanship ready. First upgrade for the MG ready, and the second one is coming. 44 supply by Blade only.
You see these upgrades that Foggy queued? +1 attack for the archers, then +1 armor for the MGs.
That's pretty good. Everybody gets an upgrade for what they're there. The archers are there to do damage. The mountain giants are there to take damage. It's pretty smart.
You know that photo of Oprah? You get an upgrade, you get an upgrade.
What about the upgrades of Blade, by the way? We have nothing on the rifles. That's very rare to see. Just can't afford it. He's once again floating in 1,000 gold. But of course he needs to invest a lot once he's on tier 3, and that is now.
It's a double ring of regen. Ooh, Demon gets level 3. That's a big power spike here.
Are under attack.
Good multitasking with the Keeper. Made it to the shop. Gets the heal scroll.
I wonder if eventually you want to get an orb on the Demon as well.
If you can afford it. I mean, you're at 50. Yeah, I think so. Blade is trading these footmen. They don't have much value anymore. Will be replaced by knights, but ideally don't want to feed the Keeper. Foggy using the heal scroll. Wants to stay in this.
Yeah, it's going back in. He even queued resistance skin behind this, because sometimes some humans, they will try to get a few sorceresses to slow these giants and attack them. It's tricky. The Demon just keeps getting targeted, and there is not even any moon juice to work with still. It feels like that day has felt like an eternity right now for Foggy. Finally, nighttime will come, and his moonwells are going to start replenishing. And he started a tree, not quite on the expo, because there was a single creep left that was attacking the woods that was there, but a little bit remote to then take that expansion. So it looks like he still wants to try to expand, despite it not working last game. It is a bit of a different timing, and we have Wellspring now about to complete.
So, now that we're getting into the late game, considering the first map, how much is the missing Mountain King a factor? Is that rather good or rather bad for Blade now?
I mean, to be honest, he was mostly a tank last game. He just kept getting mana burnt, like the Storm Bolts weren't exactly key. So yeah, Naga's gonna have some good AoE. But she can also get burnt, and to be honest, Naga counters a Demon better technically than a Mountain King. So I don't think it changes too much there. But yeah, Foggy's gonna have to fight efficiently this time. Last game, it just felt like there was none on the fight that he could win. And obviously Warsong is gonna help him a lot. Attack damage of nearby friendly units increased by 10%. So his archers, they're already beasts. They're gonna be even better now.
But the first knights are here as well, with inner fire. Little bit of a distraction. Foggy close to his main base now. For lightning rattles through. 60 supply by Blade. More archers are gonna be tricky, because Blade will position himself between the main base and the Ancient of War probably. But this massive rain of arrows. Even the knight doesn't stand a chance at the moment. Can he break through these mountain giants?
Look at this, Foggy made Thorn Aura. He's like, you wanna go for knights against my mountain giants?
Ooh.
Go right ahead, buddy.
I like it because Treants will be dispelled most likely anyway. They don't have a value anymore. And this aura doesn't cost much. Like, no mana, just a skill point. So why not?
Yeah. I think it's a good choice as well, but I think Foggy started fighting a little too early as well now. He didn't have much moon juice to replenish with. And also we had Blade break upkeep earlier. Blade applied a ton of pressure onto Foggy just by staying next to him and creeping. And saying, if you're just going to sit in your base, I'm going to out-creep you, I'm going to get more army, I'm going to get the correct army. And it's going to be really hard for you to win. I don't know why every single item that he has that's hit points items is on the Archmage. Okay, he's finally going to transfer some. Oh my god, he put everything on the Pala. That Pala is a tank.
Oh boy. Still not 1000 HP, but 9 armor. Inner fire is helping, of course, as well. Good regen. But what's next for Blade? He's under pressure in a bit. Not at the moment, because Entangle still has to go through. But what then? Can he muscle up to like 70 and start a push?
Yeah, they have even supplies actually right now. Maybe Foggy taking a little bit of a safer approach would be better, but he still feels like he has to contest that top left-hand side. I kind of wish he would have counter-attacked the main base of Blade to really force him back. Maybe even make him Townfall once.
A player's force.
One of Illusion gonna be picked up. There is a good Creepjack maybe to get here, but Blade is very careful and pulls this camp out.
Yeah, not that easy to engage. We do have a second orb, by the way, on the Demon Hunter. He's not going for a third hero, so no Alchemist. Nothing really.
Yeah, I think it could be good eventually, but it also would prevent Demon and Keeper to level as much, and obviously both Metamorphosis and Tranquility are excellent ultimates to reach.
Yeah, especially when there's no Mountain Keep. Like, there's no disable in this.
He's gonna try to get a Magnator. Oh, if he surrounds it.
Whoa!
Oh my god, that guy went all the way back. He offered himself as a gift. We have a Helm of Valor.
That was thanks to Taunt, right?
Yeah.
He got confused there. Okay, that was cool. Two Mountain Giants.
He got taunted by, like me, by Twitch chat.
Does it work as well? I think we know the answer.
I run in just like that Magnator.
Do you drop helms as well is the big question.
Yeah.
Yes, I want one.
My brain cells. So there's just a single farm on the expo of Blades.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's able to understand that there is expo from Foggy, but he might just... If I have this army and I'm Blade right now, I'm super confident to take a fight. He's got so many knights, he's got 1/1 inner fire. He might just go for it regardless. And look at that Paladin! Oh my god, he has evasion!
Of course he does. Yeah, that
and he has devolution as well. The armor.
That EHP is off the charts. He's missing in a fire at the moment, but I like these illusions, soaking up a Dispel. Archers in the back, still uncontested. He needs to break through these Mountain Giants first, and it's 4 Mountain Giants plus illusions. So these Knights dealt with. Taunt is working good. The Knights losing a lot of damage, actually, by running around. Needs to be microed immediately. The illusions are gone. The backlines are completely uncontested. It's just melee.
So surprised to not see Foggy target those casters. There it is. The priest was out of position, got targeted. Giants going low. And there's no healing scroll from Foggy. He needs to bring in more wisps. He has wisps right next to this 70 supply. They will help him so much holding this fight against the inner fire water elementals. And just mana in general from his opponents. Especially on those casters. The heroes for the most part are out of mana now for Blade, but he's still going strong. And no way to heal those giants on the other side.
That is 21 supply. About to not exist anymore.
I'm looking.
It's still 20 supply. Oh, here come the wisps. Decent detonates, I feel. Round 2.
They went full French down strike next to the barricades. What are you guys doing? Go help out.
no. Oh no, Foggy! What is this? He's lacking his entire damage, and the mountain giants are suffering from it. Now he moves them back in, but that is way too late. Look at these MGs. He's trying to rescue them, but the pickaxes of the peasants.
Oh my god, the mountain giants at 0-3. I really think an alchemist third with healing spray would have been amazing to keep those guys alive, do a little bit more tanking. The archers finally pulling their way, doing some damage. The Naga is going for the target. Demon already went for the invul. As soon as that expires, he's going to be targeted down. Foggy needs to be ready to staff it, but staff is on cooldown, so he just pulls back, re-entangles one of those knights. A lot of priests don't have that much mana. He's going to be able to kill that. Peasants were there as well. This is almost like an all-in here by Blade, because he brought the peasants. Yeah. So he's not going to have any wood behind this, but Foggy's struggling. 75 supplies still, more wisps are going to come in. It needs reinforcements. Look at the main base of Foggy, those 3 giants.
Oh no, look at the Archmage. He's forcing a town portal, but maybe for the cost of a demon hunter, no.
That's a sick move, actually, because he pushes him back finally, and now he's bought himself a lot of time to heal up. Foggy, please get an alchemist. Like, the value of heal spray level 1 on 3 giants and the demon would just be insane. He's gonna go buy scrolls to heal up, but Blade's gonna move right back out here to re-engage. Blade on 54 supply.
These 3 MGs who have a max HP of 4,800 are pooling 250 HP. That's absolutely nothing. And Blade is just moving back. 2 heal scrolls though. And healing wards. That can be real good.
Oh wow, that's so smart. I never would have thought of that actually.
Yeah, mocked plays.
The player's forces are
So
under
sick.
attack.
Look how much hit points they already replenished.
Oh, he's moving out of there. But yeah, they're already back at 50% almost.
Dude,
That
those
might
giants have 0-3. That's insane.
10 armor? You kidding me?
Like,
Okay.
you wanna play these armor battles with me? Let's do it. Wisps coming in now. Archers are gonna go to town on these casters, which is most of the army of Blade now.
And the wisps are in as well, trying to detonate. Not reaching yet. Here's the first one. The focus fire is now established. The blocker line as well. Blade, what can you do against this?
Yeah, not much. I think he's trying to target the demon, but there is always that staff. That staff is booked for the demon hunter, RSVP reserved. He's gonna make sure he can save that every single time. He's trying to deal with those mountain giants, but they're still going strong. The paladin's gonna get targeted. The tank paladin will actually go down. He was trying to transfer invuln. Staff was up for Blade, but he really wanted to get that invuln. Didn't get it. Archmage is gonna get targeted. Is there the Dispel of Death Note? No. He just taps out. And Foggy brings it back in game number 2 with a keeper play and a much better execution, despite the archers going on strike for a bit.
Ooh, that was a little dicey. He was shaking here and there, but he saves himself over the finish line and ties up the series.
Great play, exactly what I want to see. A nice back and forth. Between these two.
You sound, Remo, you sound like absolute crap. Something is wrong with your mic, I think.
Is it better now?
No. Remo's mic absolutely shocked by this performance.
He felt bad about Blade not having a mic, so he sent him his mic. But sadly, Remo's backup mic died.
All right, I
fiddled
fiddled around. Is it back to normal?
Yeah, back to normal.
Okay, that's weird. Yeah, they're having a good back and forth here. I feel like this initial tree harass into the main with the lightning shoot, it didn't kill that many peasants, but it felt like ever since that moment, Blade was so low on lumber, he got tier 3 in the end, yes, but that was severely delayed. And Blade's one-base style, he always likes going for a quick tier 3, but in this game, it was slowed down by so much. And also this Naga second, not so sure about that Naga second, but then again, against a Demon Hunter, what do you play?
Yeah. He selected that before he knew about the demon, I think, even just because he wanted to pressure a lot, but I don't know that the pressure did enough to justify going for this, because he made Foggy empty those moonwells, but he didn't really get any decisive kills while pushing, so I don't know if that was worth.
Yeah, I think if you know you're gonna up against the demon, we have seen that from TH and Infi in the past, usually the strongest thing you can go for is Blood Mage, and then get level 3 Blood Mage, drain all his mana, have mana superiority. But if you go Blood Mage second, What if then the opponent just goes mass ranged with Keeper, Naga, and Potom? Then suddenly this Blood Mage doesn't do much of anything. So the hero choice seems to be quite tough to get right here for Blade.
I think mount tanking second is always fine because you can go for invis. We saw TH and Infi really show that during WGL. If they made mount tanking and there was a demon second, they would be like, okay, well, you have demon, cool. You can't see me. I'm like John Cena. I'm always invisible, throwing a Stormbolt, then re-invisible again, or invuln, and then again Stormbolt. So, yeah, I'm a little bit surprised to see Naga come out, and it just wasn't successful, even though it was a very close game.
We go into a little 3-minute break, and then we're back with map 3 between Foggy and Blade. Boys, things are heating up quite quickly here in this best of 5 between Foggy and Blade. You ready for round 3?
Rainbow Demon, are you ready?
So ready, bro. You wouldn't believe it.
Shall we send a Demon Hunter over to your place, or is everything alright now?
Hell no, I hate Demon Hunter. Goddamn mana burn. Stay out of my house.
It's really tough to catch them with evasion and stuff, and with immolation in summer, you don't want that in your room, even if you got an AC now. Okay, Foggy is ready. Blade, we're waiting for his go, and then it's time. Who takes match points?
Okay, Remo, I got a question for you. What hero are we gonna see from Foggy here?
Warden.
Come on, you gotta go for the safe bet like this.
Is that even a question,
That's
dude?
a basic guess.
Dude, what do you want me to say? Beastmaster? Hell no, it's gonna be a Warden, of course.
All right, go back to drinking your pumpkin spice latte, you basic guy.
Okay, the people out there might not know why the answer to this is so obvious. The answer is so obvious because our map is Terra Stand. Okay, Foggy in the yellow for Sparks Esports. In the upper left of Terra Stand, in the bottom right for Moldova, it's Blade. And this map, this matchup, Blade did a super freaky MK tower push. I wonder if that was just a one-off thing and we go back to standard, or if you can do that again.
Yeah, I'm thinking standards. I feel like the boundaries of developing the perfect build and execution on this map have been pushed very far by humans. A lot of humans, they've understood that they can create mercenary camp, then small green, then expansion, and have level 3 mount tanking. Then you just buy staff and you staff to the other side of the map, and your goal is to prevent Warden from getting level 3 for as much as possible. It is going to be the Warden, indeed. And look at this safe Ancient of War placement here, making sure that, you know, Blade is known for sending a peasant occasionally and trying to get that attacked by the creeps and cancels. So Foggy makes sure that it doesn't happen, and I really wonder how he's going to react to that. Like, the standard is to make the second Ancient of War at the top near the Goblin Merchants to create that later on, but he hasn't gone for that yet.
And this early game will tell us so much. How fast is this Warden spiraling out of control with Fan of Knives? We saw the same matchup on this map earlier today in Sock vs Colorful, and we will see, like, for people who are with us since game 1 today, that is now 6 hours away, how much better Foggy can be with the Warden if he is not denying any experience here. Colorful always plays a little more passive. Foggy sometimes even disrupts economies on level 3, so looking forward to this now.
Yeah, nice triggering of the lightning shield here. Needs to make sure he doesn't get anything denied or stolen. We saw earlier how key that can be in Colorful's games on this map in particular. And I think he's about to Fan of Knives yet to make sure he just gets everything. Take notes, Colorful.
Invo Potion here. The Footman was threatening a last hit, but didn't really work. Foggy really good at this point with this creep. Scroll the Beast, and also level 2 for the MK plus a Shadow Priest. And Blade is moving over. Is there a second Engine of War for Foggy? Yeah, at the Merchant. That is so different from what we used to see from Foggy during WGL, where he put Engine of War at the bottom left, like close to the Renegades. But that's not the play anymore. He plays it way safer.
The Ancient of War just killed a ship. I don't know why, but he did. He was blocking him, I think, from down routing. But Blade's playing really aggressive. This is really weird. We almost never see this at all, ever.
Not without a staff. Yeah, not without a staff, right? Like, usually you creep your expo or something, you go to the shop, you staff over and try to be disruptive. Absolutely not the play here.
The player's forces are under attack.
I think he wants to steal the Troll Berserker, and by placing himself like he has now, he's sure that he can get it, because if Foggy would buy it, he would just stumble that and target it. So he should definitely be sending a Footman and buying that, but he teched! What the heck is going on in this game?
Yeah, that can be Blade's play here. Not going for standard, not expansions. Crazy. Blade gets the Berserker. Foggy tried to steal it. Didn't work though. Is he getting both?
He might. He has exactly enough supply here to buy that in a second. He knows there is no Wisp there. Starts a Blacksmith back at home. He would love to get that dust, so I think that's going to be the priority here. But Foggy playing really smart and defensive here. He knows that he really has to respect this. And he went Shadow Strike Fan of Knives, by the way, which is good because he actually has some decent chasing potential with Shadow Strike, and Fan of Knives is going to be very important with the AoE.
I love Blade's play. Like, he's trading XP, basically, as the Warden would be level 3 normally, the Mountain King would be level 3 normally. But what is the Warden doing without level 3? And even this Engine of War attack, like, it doesn't do too much now, but this already limits the creeping potential at the lab. And he knows, okay, Foggy uses this time to creep, and it's hammer time now.
Yeah, he's going to get level 2.5 here from that. Remember, there is no blink on that Warden. He tries to go for the Forest Troll Shadow Priest. As soon as that invuln ends, that Warden's gonna be storm bolted here.
And surrounded. There's no blink. That's a TP.
Wow. Maybe Lightning Shield the Berserker first? No. He didn't even get to use Lightning Shield. Kind of bad for Foggy, honestly. He started out okay, but maybe he lost patience too fast. Blade really baited it out of him. He moved back and he attacked the Enchanter 4, and then he was like, I already know. You're not going to be able to resist. You're going to start that Goblin Merchant. And he was correct. Foggy did, as he was supposed to.
Like
He's doing
usually,
it again. No way. If he moves back up.
he's so sick. Usually we say Foggy is so good at preparing for a specific opponent, but Blade reads him like a book.
The Warden is almost 3 now. And I like that Foggy went for 4 Moonwells to heal up very nicely here.
Yeah.
Mount hacking on one base, though, how strong is that really? Like, the whole strand of it is that you're supposed to be able to expand and get level quickly. So, as much as he shut down a good amount of the creeping of Foggy here and really delayed that level 3, if Foggy is able to go into Bear Tech and gets a Demon Hunter second, he should be in a pretty good spot, I think.
Foggy's scared though. It builds an AP, that's resources that you don't want to spend, knowing that Blade had this weird tower push timing. He's going Archmage, he's going Rifles and Sanctum. So one base on Terranas, dude. What is this game?
I think he's worried it might be an Archmage and then Rifle Caster, Tower Push. Yeah, or like just a push in general.
Yeah, with his...
So the AP is just to be extra safe against that. Foggy actually lost a lot of wood here during all this. See, like, he don't have enough wood to start a second lore yet. He's trying to get level 3. All the creeps get grabbed. And the experience goes to by Blade. So Foggy still needs to kill a little bit more in order to get his level here. And because he's so wood starved as well, he doesn't have shop yet. A staff would have been amazing here for him to work with on whatever gets storm bolted.
Blade continues to take experience of the map, of Foggy's side of the map. Even if this fails and he has to retreat at some point, it's gonna be way easier for him to find the next power spikes. A Wisp is moving into Blade's base. Is that... There's no staff on the Warden. Just a little, like, check for the tech.
Yeah, he checks whether there is a lumber mill. And then you might have seen that there is not that many peasants mining on wood in the main base. And it looks like Blade wants to go for an attack. But I think, here's the thing. You go forward, you look at your opponent's army, if he has an AP or not, and then you decide whether you go for the attack or not. He saw there was an AP in position. He's gonna proxy a workshop. What?
Okay, I expected a lot of buildings. But this? Unbelievable. He's taking the natural away. More tanky here. The peasants are all... almost all dealt with. One survives on 3.
If Foggy gets 4 bears with Master, I think he's just won this game. And he buys Orb and he wins. Oh my god, he's gonna have to buy a TP?
Yes.
He was completely out... This is really bad. He got completely caught off guard here. He should have had boots. I think it's so common to have Blink against Mount Tanking that in his mind he might have had Blink. But he doesn't have Blink here because he went Fan of Knife Shadow Strike.
Still level 2 Warden, man. We are 8 minutes 30 in the game.
This game is nuts. I think I don't know what to think about the workshop. Obviously, this is all in. I almost feel like Blade could have even expanded up there and made towers, and it would have been better. But the power spike for Foggy is going to be when he finally gets bears with Master training. He already got 3. The 4th one's on the way. Starts the Master. Upgrades. Orb is going to be key as well. And as soon as he kills one single unit, not 2, just the 1, it's going to be level 3 Warden, and he can start spamming some Fan of Knives. He's saving the Moonwells. You see that?
Oh, yeah. He also has Riju now. And Roar.
Dude, Blade is sieging from the shop. What is this game? Look at how far he's sieging from. He's getting a scout tower there.
Yeah.
If that Arcane Tower finishes, it's going to be so bad for Foggy. Every time he goes in, his mana is going to get drained.
He can't get Invul Potions. He can't get Scrolls. He has to rely on heal potions. This Mountain King, the Stormbolt hurts. Foggy has to engage.
He could get anti-magic. I think that would help against Arcane Tower. But the Arcane Tower is almost finished. He's going to wait till the last second. Enchanter 4 coming in. He would like to siege the Ancient Protector in range. Arcane Tower finishes. A single Fan of Knives level 1 is what this Warden is going to provide in this fight.
Detonate. Okay, Blade. That is absolutely genius. That's a completely new approach to this matchup on this map. Foggy, can you break through it without the AP? He's pulling the Ancient of War. He's trying to get something from the shop, I guess. Footmen are starting to hurt. Warden far in the back. How can she get mana? Okay, with a potion. Still hard to do without Blink. Fan of Knives far in the back. Tower is gone, though. Bears are starting to drop. So are the Footmen.
Yeah, that one bear is gonna fall, and all of those bears are slowed here. Foggy can't really afford to go for Dryads too easily. The Ancient Protector will help, but there is one Mortar. He can just target it with everything. The Wisps are not in position to repair.
Uh-oh.
He needs to keep that alive for sure here. This is one of his best damage in this fight with all those bears being slowed, but the Wisps are not ready. Warden will go back in, use one single Fan of Knives. Foggy needs to start spamming Clarities. He needs mana potions, he needs Wellspring, he needs everything.
This is gonna be so expensive. He uses a Moonstone. Moonwells are falling. This Mortar team again putting in the work. Foggy's supply stuck. He needs a lot and he can't get anything.
Oh, this is so bad. He needs to remake that Moonwell right now. He's not realizing here. Warden coming in. Still has one single Fan of Knives. The Arcane Tower is going to be cancelled here thanks to the archers. Moves back one of the Druid of the Claw. Wisps are coming in. Those are going to be key. He can take away all of the mana of those casters and heroes. And the Warden, without mana, doesn't do a lot here. She doesn't even have Orb either.
Heal Scroll, so good by Blade. Also the Wisp Snipes. There's no big detonates. This was one, but there's still a little bit of slow, I guess. MK dropping low, but has an Invo Potion. Heal Scroll, key for Foggy to stay in this fight. One bear dies. Still Blade not forced into this Invo, and there's still Footmen. It should be so easy to target them down, but it's not happening.
Yeah, Foggy really struggling here. And now that he lost his Ancient Protector, it's going to be so much harder as well. Look at how many priests Blade has. He has 4 with his army here. They're working overtime.
Under siege.
They're like you casting Asia, Europe, and America in the evening. They're working all the freaking time, healing everything back up to full. 57 supply to 40 now. Look at the supply.
Look at the Mortar team. Again, whenever Foggy wants to catch a breath, needs a little break, the Mortar team is there poking at his nose. Like, I'm gonna be here. You have to do something. I'm gonna keep you busy. Blade is a freaking madman.
Wellspring finally coming in. He's gonna need a hell of a lot of Fan of Knives here in order to defend. But there's so many priests, like I said. Even Regeneration Scroll from the shop here would be amazing, because once Fan of Knife hits, you just use that. But there's just no counter to this many sorceresses, and Foggy's already used so many Wisps. He's having to replace them now. He's gonna have to bring them into the main fight. Fan of Knife starts. Look at this. Within a few seconds, everything's gonna be back to full hit points thanks to Priest here.
It's so crazy how he's poking Foggy, moving the casters forward. Like, here are your targets. I know you want to Fan of Knives them. Come at me. Go do this.
Blade is like, did you guys really think I needed an alchemist to heal all of this? And I love how he didn't overmake mortars, by the way.
Yeah.
This is like a one-man army, the one mortar pressure, which has done a good job. He's killed multiple buildings already, and he's the one applying all the pressure on Foggy, basically saying, you have to engage into me, because I'm gonna keep shooting and shooting down buildings.
And he's adding Rifleman for the real damage, quote-unquote. More sustain on them. Better fitting this army. And he's just leapfrogging forward. These Wisp detonates were good. I think didn't really hit the far back of the army.
Yeah, no, you want to get the casters, not just one water elemental level 1 like this. Alright, he's going in. He's losing patience. That one more touch just killed another Moonwell.
And Foggy is again supply stuck. And wait a minute. Where's his lumber? Where are the Wisps? He doesn't have many Wisps on lumber, does he?
It's in the same place as Warcraft 3 Info Gold. Long gone and never to return again.
Kinda looks similar to me. Arcane Towers don't cost really anything. Anti-magic now. This Warden has to save Foggy.
Anti-magic gets dispelled immediately. Stormbolt on the Warden. She has no way to escape. And Warden is gonna fall.
That ends up, like all my relationships, in a big disappointment. Without the carry hero, what is Foggy supposed to do? Down to the heroes. Blade is just pressuring him into his own base, and what a victory for the human.
Sick game, dude. Have you guys bought the ticket yet? Neo Todd? Have you bought the ticket yet to join me on this Blade hype train?
True, true.
How good is this guy? Plays
Everyone's selling the
MK,
ticket.
pressure play, one base, says no. Terrana stand, level 6 Warden, level 5 Panda, we're gonna do none of that stuff. Don't wanna have to deal with this late game nonsense. I know you're good at that, but what we're gonna do is gonna play a pressure play where at 40 supply you have to micro really well and have to make all the correct decisions early on. And who the hell plays that strategy, dude? Only Blade.
Nobody. Like, when I saw Mount tanking level 2 pressuring, I was like, what was that? It sounds like something that AKM and like Likings would come up together if they try to build a strategy or something. You know, like this is something that people would suggest in the chat, and I would be like, you're out of your mind if you think that would ever work. But guess what? It worked.
Guy in the chat.
I knew that this was kind of a possibility that he put some towers there offensively on one base, but this was absolute next level. The way he forced Foggy to move out, the way he disrupted the creeping, the way he established that position at the shop, everything was so good, so many thoughts went into every single move here. Moving across the map after the mercenary camp creep, who does this? And who does it so efficiently? Did he ever move back to his base, by the way, or did he just stay there? He did just stay there, right?
Yeah, he stayed there the whole time. And that one Mortar.
Unbelievable.
That one Mortar was sick. I think it's so tempting. I've made this mistake myself so many times. You have a workshop there. You're like, I'm not going to make a workshop for one single Mortar. And then you end up over-making Mortars, and they're kind of trash against bears, let's be honest. The one Mortar siege, as to say you are the one who has to attack into me when I'm sitting at the shop, when I have arcane towers there. I never thought this strategy would work, honestly. I saw Mount tanking pressure at level 2. I was like, okay, he's out of his mind. Like, this is going to be terrible on one base, but the push works. I don't know what to say.
And you know what forced Foggy's hand there to push in towards the end? He was upgrading, he had 2 arcane towers, he was upgrading another one. He was upgrading cannon tower.
Oh, wow.
And if that finishes outside your base, that's going to be a bad time.
Yep.
He canceled the cannon tower that he was going in. But with having gone in, everything was slow, then he was trapped. And Blade takes the lead, takes match point.
Do you think he realized it was a cannon tower?
It looks different, right? So maybe, I'm not sure.
Yeah. Like the Mortar, like a megaphone, like the police outside. This is your last warning. Come out with your hands in the air. But yeah, there was really no counter to slow here, sadly, for Foggy. He was trailing behind in supply, and just the trades weren't good for the longest time. He didn't really get orbed for a long time either. Just brilliant play by Blades, and now he's looking really good.
Happy is dominating Europe in all the cups. It was oftentimes Foggy representing Europe despite that in the international scene, and he always made it into finals when there were big tournaments. But this could be Blade taking the spot behind Happy or even surpassing him. This is unbelievably impressive. And the next map is again Blade's map. It's Concealed Hill. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the Night Elf in the yellow in the upper right. He might need your help. Spam this Froggy to support Foggy. This guy in the bottom left, he doesn't need your support. All he needs is a working microphone. God damn it! It's Blade.
Remo sacrificed his. Remo Demon sacrificed his microphone for Blade to get a working one. And if we were to get all tied up here, by the way, map number 5, Echo Isle. That could be pretty sick. But Foggy has to find a way to make things work a little bit better here. Because so far, aside from the one game where he got some success, in the other 2 ones, he got completely shut down.
It's match points for Blade. Foggy facing elimination in the top 4 again at a DreamHack. And he's going keeper on Concealed. Okay, that's the standard, but how can he make that work? Blade 1 map away from his biggest success in his career.
Yeah,
player's
that would be a big
forces are
one. I
under
think
attack.
it's a $400 pay jump if you make the grand finals. You go from 800 to 1200. And if you win in the grand finals, you double that. 2,400, of course. We expect the Emperor to be waiting for either of these guys in the grand finals, but that's not played yet. That's going to be next when he faces Vortex. And obviously they need to take it one game at a time. But even the plus $400 here
Is under siege.
is pretty darn good.
That's definitely a microphone if you ask me. Circlet for Blade, starting off well. A little bit of damage onto that tree, of course. Foggy, can he keep his nerves together? We know that he likes to meditate between maps if there's a little break. Between map 3 and 4, there is no big break. So how fast can he recover from this unexpected defeat? Like, Blade took both maps that Foggy
Player's
picked.
forces are under attack.
Blade took them.
Yeah, he's looking really good in the matchup right now. Aside from that one game. Let's see. Scripting saved the bottom here. Wisp coming in. Can he prevent the detonate on the water elemental? I don't think so. A little bit of extra experience on the keeper. That's always nice. We saw earlier today how important, how key it can be to get that extra bit of experience to get those earlier levels. And both players now with the tech on the way. But usually Night Elf is the one with a little bit more initiative here because he has Entangle. So it's very hard to move in with Footmen because you might lose a lot of them and keep on feeding that guy experience. Then you have to go for denies, but you're still losing your units.
Yeah, it's definitely a different dynamic. That's absolutely right. Blade can't be as aggressive as he was. We can say about Foggy that he's a fighter. How many ESL Cup finals were there where he was trailing 2-0 against Happy, and he made the comeback, and he forced the game 5, and never really gave up? That might be, next to preparing for a specific series, his second biggest strength, if you ask me. But Blade just seems a little above today.
Yeah, I wonder if Foggy might mix in a different second hero. Like, how does he pick exactly? You know, like, is it going to be just the demon sometimes, knowing that it would be the MK for an opponent? Like, we see Blade. After 6 Footmen here, he's on 30 out of 30. He starts defense because he doesn't have the supply to make any more units first. And it's also the right amount. Like, 6 Footmen with defense can be really scary. He's already grabbed the dust. So he's going to do the same pressure that we saw on Northern Isle earlier, except this time with dust to actually kill those archers. Remember how much that did? That emptied all of the Moonwells. Of course, Foggy now is closer to level 3. If he's able to get that, that would be massive against this many Footmen. Look at this. He's like, that's what elemental. I want it. Give it to me.
Okay,
One
gets it.
Footman will do the trick now.
Archer almost dead, but Foggy moves it to the Moonwell, saves it.
Oh, he doesn't. Okay, okay, level 3. This is perfect. He can just chase this down. This is brilliant here for Foggy. Gets level 3 while the Archmage is just slightly above level 2. Archmage looking for some blocks. Keeper could buy staff, actually, and staff to, like, that wisp on the left, if it's a little bit further down. If he sends that down, but he goes for the Archmage! He's trying to force a town portal, and I think he will get it. He's blocking him. Next Entangle is almost there. Oh, the Archmage has enough hit points. I'm not sure if he should go for it now, but he is. Whoa,
Naga.
oh, the Naga is there!
That's a town portal for sure. Okay. Foggy's fighting. Doesn't get distracted from all the blocks. Doesn't get distracted from this push. Gets a couple of kills. Archmage ultra hurted. If not for the gauntlets and circlet.
Player's forces are under attack.
That's rough, man.
That was a sick defense. Foggy was almost like saying, where's that mortar from last game? Tell it to come back out. I've been waiting for him. But this time he's not there, and look at this. Foggy pulls the Ogre Lord from the center looking for one big item. Water Elemental will try and get the steal. He does not get it, so Foggy gets a Helm of Valor plus the experience. And you can be too happy here if you're Blades, but the saving grace, he gets a potion of regeneration as a shot, but he leaves the tome behind, so he just lost a fan in me.
I don't think it's that easy.
Player's forces are under attack.
He gets level 3 here now. It's so risky. No staff, no TP, no potion. Just judging from the first 6 minutes of this game, who would you think lost the last map in that convincing fashion?
Yeah.
Foggy doesn't look like this loss affected him at all.
I mean, that's why he's so strong in tournaments, you know? He manages to stay in it mentally. it will be so easy to crumble. You know, like everybody has that. When you have an important match, if you get really, really stressed out, you're like, oh my god, like what if I lose? What if I lose horribly? Like these guys, they're strong. They're just good at mental warfare. They know how to get ready for their game, and then regardless of what happened in the previous one, they'll still always play their best. And that's why they go deep in tournaments. That's why they're Europe's finest. Foggy's power creeping is insane. He's gonna secure the Drake now. Rune Bracers. Not the best. Foggy really unfortunate this game with the items, but he can obviously sell whatever he doesn't like, which should be the entirety of his inventory, to be honest.
Well, this time we have a Mountain King again. Blade reacting to the fact that there's no Demon Hunter. So Stormbolt can be a factor here. We've seen a lot of hero focus in this game. And maybe if you don't really need the gold, Foggy is floating in 750 gold. You keep it until you need it. But yeah, the power creeping, you mentioned it, like one red spot after the next.
Yeah.
Maybe it's time for Blade to catch up now, as he has the first rifles.
Yeah, I think that's the only rifle he's gonna make this game, because he's going straight into Knights after that. This map can sometimes play a little bit in like Amazonia in terms of, you know, how many camps you have, their size and everything, you know, both players creeping here, it makes sense. But unlike on Amazonia, what there isn't is a big red camp with granite golems that gives like a giant item. Instead, that big item is in the center. Foggy already secured that. But after that, the fountains come into play once they've been cleared. And I think that benefits whoever wins the fights that are going to take place in the center of the map. Whoever has to town portal out is going to be a disadvantage, because the other player can just run to the fountain, heal up, and then go re-engage before the other player has already healed up.
True that. Big true.
Town is under siege.
But yeah, for Giant, it's also one of the best heals possible, because it's free. And we got a Demon Hunter third, by the way, for Foggy.
Again, and there should be
enough
enough.
Bracer for that, I think.
That's a good point. Foggy was distracting a little, forcing Blade back. Only with the Archmage though. He's not falling for it completely. Got the turtle spot, getting close to 3, found the big mana. That's really good. Is the Demon Hunter with this army? Now he is getting the experience from the Ogre Magi. And yeah, Rune Braces and Helm of Valor on the Demon Hunter. That's a nice welcome guild.
Yeah, I guess that's one way you can keep those items and still make them useful. And we could have a similar scenario as well to Amazonia, where both players end up saving a whole bunch of gold before they finally break upkeep. And look at this, Foggy's going to be ready to contest this camp. He might go around. Does he engage from this side? He's trying to mana burn. Oh, he gets it! He gets the Magi. That priest.
Prevents the Mountain King from level 3 once more. Orb of Venom is there. Foggy looking steaming hot so far.
He's got some illusions to work with. He's got a healing scroll as well. I'm actually gonna force a Stormbolt on the illusion here.
Knights are there. Sundering Blade's coming. Inner Fire coming. Blade is moments away from a pretty big power spike.
Yeah, this Mountain King is pretty scary, even though he only has Stormbolt level 1. He did go for Bash second, so there's not going to be any sort of clap play. And Foggy's being really patient because he only now started his Mountain Giant, which is going to be on the way in a second. He had 43 out of 50, so he goes exactly to 50.
Okay. Animal War Train, attack upgrades for the Knights. Sundering Blades is done. And the Paladin is here as well. We're gearing up for the very, very late game.
It's a mana burn here. Those priests, they're starting to build up on mana very nicely here as they reach Master. So there's going to be enough fire now. And Foggy, if he actually wants to fight, definitely needs to bring like 3 wisps with him to be able to deal better with this.
Yeah. Usually he's so good at that, right? But this series, it doesn't really work out the way he wants it to. Also due to the fact that Blade shuts it down really quickly.
Yeah. I think Foggy's waiting for Hardened Skin to finish. There's not much point fighting before that. Like, that Mountain Giant would just die 10 times quicker than it would without it. Oh, with it, sorry. 54 supply for Blade, so he already broke upkeep.
Oh, wow. There's no big waiting time. They're kind of fighting for this red spot, right? And for the healing, of course, at the fountain. You were absolutely right describing this
A player's forces
situation earlier.
Oh my god, Lisha at the expo? Dude, that was... Oh, and that, I think that Militia was there for that. You know that at this stage, Night Elf's always going to have a Wisp to check whether you're expanding or not. So he sent the Militia, kills the Wisp. Now he's going to pull the Fountain, basically saying to Foggy, you better engage into me, because otherwise I'm creeping this. And it's going to be pretty bad for you.
10 supply lead. Hero's looking good. Is the Mountain Giant there? 1. But 1 is not enough. You need more. You need to distract with the taunts.
Yeah, Foggy's finally about to break upkeep here. He made 2 extra Moonwells, so he's on 50 out of 70. Look at how he's delaying it. He's still saving gold right now. He queued Ultra Vision and then Wellspring.
Is that the right call, though?
I think so, because he's mining quite a bit more than Blade right now. He's mining at 10 every time one of those wisps collect golds. On the other side, we're mining at 7 because we're in low upkeep instead of no upkeep from Blades. So the longer you can do that for, the more gold he's going to get from it. But Blade is using his supply advantage by creeping the camps on the side of Foggy's map.
Okay. Level 3 Mountain King. Big upgrade. Inner Fire is ready. Illusion here. 1 Mountain Giant, as we said. Fork Lightning. He wants to get rid of these. Oh, Demon Hunter is in actual trouble. Where are the staffs? Is it ready? Absolutely not. Demon Hunter bites the dust. Is that the start of the end for Foggy?
Foggy has double staff. I don't know what he was doing. He has double staff. He has 1 on the Naga and 1 on the Keeper.
Uh-oh. This is not good. Naga stunned as well. Foggy, maybe you were too greedy. Staffing out now. But this is a lot of experience for Blade. Even if he retreats, it's not enough tankiness. The damage is okay. But how long can you keep this up? You gotta run. And what's the Keeper doing there? Big Storm bolted. Oh no! Double kill for Blade. That's it. That's gotta be it.
Terrible placement. I cannot believe that Keeper was in the middle of the army. He should have TP'd earlier. He staffed with the Naga. And that staff wasn't available, so he didn't even get to town portal. Wisp coming in now. But Keeper is long gone. He was the one hero with the orb as well. So the demon does not even have orb. He's not doing that much against those units here. He's trying to get the defense. If Foggy can hold on, he will be in a decent position, but right now it's looking like a very difficult hold.
That's a good protection for these archers, though, and they do have good damage. Demon Hunter, again, the focus of the attention of Blade, throwing the Storm Bolts. Knights are about to drop. That's 2 of them. Nice. Oh my God.
And he can send that to the fountain. That's the free heal that I was talking about earlier.
Oh my God.
Blade saves 2 knights very low on hit points and sends them to the fountain. Foggy's still struggling to hold inside of his own base right now.
The Moon Juice is looking dire here. The Archer are keeping him alive.
Yeah, but they're not doing enough here. I mean, Footman Defense are still useful.
Yeah. Even Holy lighting the Footman, as he knows how much attention they get. Look like an easy target, but absolutely is not. Evasion of the Demon Hunter now. A little bit more tankiness. Maybe going for a potion, gets it. Now the Demon Hunter in focus fire. The cast is in the back, untouched. No detonates against them. Inner fire over again.
Bought a mana potion for the Naga. Moonwell's almost entirely empty. There's those 2 at the top, that's it. Some Wisp would be nice against these 2 Water Elementals clumped up here. Demon still struggling. Keeper 90% remade. Demon Hunter still so low. If he staffs it, it would staff right next to this location. And those Giants, they're losing hit points rapidly now. The Knights in the meantime, they're healing for free at the fountain.
They will come back soon, I bet. Nice mana burn on this Demon Hunter. He's blocking himself a little bit. Invo Potion now. Keeper back. Foggy holds, and Blade making a couple of mistakes. Sending units into the meat grinder. That's a caster gone. That might be a knight gone. And Foggy lives.
He has no staff here, Blade. He's trying to save that. There's almost a Holy Light. He's got a bunch of dispels to work with. And Foggy, he needs to be the one to move out here, maybe, and to chase a little bit. He's about to have +2 attack for his archers. He has +1 armor on the Giants. Needs to be careful with his heroes. That's where it all started. He lost the demon really sloppily. Probably trying to staff it out at the last second to impress the girls, but
are under attack.
he lost his hero for that, and then because of that, lost the Keeper.
Foggy has a Wisp here. Could detonate. Not moving in just yet. Everything's so low, especially Demon Hunter. Also, Naga. Staffs are ready. Mountain Giant is ready to taunt to distract a bit. The healthy one.
And like I said before, whoever's doing slightly better in the fights and gets to use the fountains is going to be at advantage. But Foggy, now that he's held, is so confident that he starts a tree. He starts a tree on the expo. He's like, I can expand. You're not going to win fights anymore. I got double staff.
Under siege.
I'm ready. I'm not going to make the same mistakes I made earlier. I'm sure you would love a trip to the fountain for a little bit to heal everything for free as well, but Moonwells are going to have to do as he finally completed Wellspring.
This also puts pressure on Blade, right? He saw the tree, I'm pretty sure. And
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was knight. He was too far.
Ah,
I think he
was
would have
knight.
cancelled it. He was close enough that if he saw it, he actually would have clicked on it. That's why I was like, this is crazy because that would get cancelled for sure if he saw it.
Okay,
But
Blade
even,
gets...
he's gonna get level 3 from this. That's a big power spike.
Dude, even I am stressed. I don't want to know how Foggy and Blade feel about this. Boots of
I thought
Kel'Thuzad.
Foggy was dead. I think a lot of people did, but he's still in this 62 supply now. Against 65, he sees that there is no expo from Blade, just this one farm.
I saw a lot of GGs in chat. But not yet. Foggy pulls the Houdini, but for how long? Blade's army looking scary. 65 supply, pushing into the base again, and there's not much moon juice. Pretty much nothing. But again, he's pushing into the choke.
Those mana burns gonna be huge. The wisps as well, they connect on everything. They're not only take away mana from the heroes, but removing the fire as well. And those knights, they just cannot connect. Two of them, like a hit squad on the right, getting on top of archers, but they're gonna get entangled to death because they're too far away from the priest for the priest to help.
The mountain giants now, typical Hodor mode. They have to hold, they have to taunt, they have to disrupt this army. They will die eventually, but Foggy is trading nicely. 2 grunts, at least 1 dead, more detonate, more taunt, and the orb of venom. How long can Blade do this?
That demon is so deep, look at him.
Yeah. Oh, Archmage! There's nothing anymore.
Paladin
Heals
almost level 3. Holy Light level 2 will be reached in a second, but he don't have the mana. Archmage getting chased a little bit. A chicken blocked the Demon Hunter. And the Keeper had to TP. What is this? Worst chicken of all time for Foggy.
And that's why you kill the critters, ladies and gentlemen.
Dude, are you kidding me? He's gonna go there and kill that thing for sure. But the expo is finished now for Foggy, so he's gonna saturate that in a second. He already has a good amount of woods. And this time he's finally gonna benefit from the free healing of the fountain.
Yeah.
So, but he lost some archers here from the knight hit squad. A lot was saved by Blade. He still has 3 knights. He's got a 4th one about to come out. He's got a 5th one queued up already. Upgrade-wise, we're looking at 2-1 knights. Giants still... Oh my god, they have +2 armor, and archers have +2 attack.
Pretty smart. The archers are almost never attacked, so it makes sense. These mountain giants, they soak up so much. And finally, as you say, get some free healing. Invo potion on the Demon Hunter, big one. That's nice.
Foggy had a sick reflex. He saw those knights going in on the archers at the back, and he realized they were far away from the priest, and if the priest come into dispel, he would target them, so he entangled the knights. That's how you deal with this. That's why it's so hard to get on top of the archers with the knights.
Long distance mining for Blade in the middle. He's pushing again. This time the mountain giants cannot really position themselves in the perfect position, or can he buy the time?
This could be the last fight here. And Foggy's life on the line. He needs to win that game here to take it to map number 5 on Echo Isle. Can he get the hold? He remakes Ancient of War here, so he wants to keep on making archers. I guess you don't want to just mass giants, because obviously he's not playing the strategy with triple hero with all of them having orbs on ranged heroes. And Blade decides to take it slow here, pulls back a little bit.
He's using a lot of invisibility.
Yeah. Oh, he's gonna get on top of archers! Oh my god, this is so smart.
That's... Oh my god.
Still Team 6 over there.
Does he have a TP or something to get out?
Oh, he misclicked! He misclicked tonight!
One reveal. Oh, another one. He's attacking now. That invis didn't work. You can't fool the Harry Potter of Warcraft with sorcery like this. Has to fight now. The priest far in. The archers very safe, but not attacking at the moment. 2 mountain giants caught. Down to 50%. Blade storming forward. How long?
Wisps coming in. They take away so much mana from those heroes, and the water elemental as well. Another knight dies. I cannot believe he misclicked his knights on this mountain giants. He revealed the plan as well. And now Foggy is going to be extra careful. Could definitely get a dust as well, realizing that Invis is being used so much to deal with that mountain king. If that paladin runs out of mana, which it should against Demon Hunter level 3, any target, whether it's hero or units, is going to mean that unit dies very fast. So he's going to go again for the invisibility.
By the way, do you get revealed when the Mountain Giant uses Taunt because you attack move, theoretically?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. Oh yeah, maybe.
I think so, and I think I think that was the play.
Why would he use a random taunt though?
Because he's Foggy, and I don't know. Dude, main gold mine's empty. Blade is not mining except this long distance mining here. So there's a new target. That's the Expo.
The Knight's going in. Is there a random taunt? Yeah, there's dust. There's dust. All he has to do is kite. Foggy's gonna run back. He needs to start entangling the Knight that's the furthest away from the priest. Okay. One of the giants gets surrounded and targeted. Wisps are gonna come in. It's so many of them. He can take all of the mana away from these casters and heroes.
Oh, it's the campaign final mission. The Wisps might be doing it, and the taunt didn't reveal the Knights, but he knew they were there, and oh boy, these Knights are falling now. Mountain Giants, 4 of them, so tanky. 8 armor, and now the hit squad comes in. Foggy, how good is your archer kiting?
Yeah, it's not bad, but those Knights did get a few kills here and there. Keeper's almost out of mana, so he can't entangle anything right now, but so much has died from both sides, but more so on Blade's side, especially considering he doesn't have any expansion. Another big entangle! This one Knight is gonna die! Another one falls, and Keeper gets level 5. That's gonna be entangled level 3 here, even more dangerous as those priests come back in to try and help out. Pala still without mana.
The damage is gone. The Knights are all falling. Blade has no income anymore. Foggy. What a crazy hold. He was dead. But somehow he wasn't.
And good luck against Mountain Giants without Knights.
Yeah. Mountain King. He's in trouble. That's it. GG. Foggy forces game 5. What a semifinal. We were robbed of many games in the quarters, but this semifinal day starts off in the most insane way.
Sick series, man. Sick play by Foggy, the way that he holds there. He was dead in the water. And Blade making kind of a novice mistake, thinking he had the game won already and pushes his advantage too much. If he just falls back, creeps the last camps on the map, safely expands, this game must be his. And also, scouting, man. You need to scout more. Foggy won on Northern Isles and on Concealed with a base ahead. Foggy only seems to be doing well when he's a base ahead. Blade needs to scout better for that. I mean, this was a really sneaky timing. I think the way it worked out there was, it was daytime, Foggy popped the Moonstone, then he planted the expansion in the top left, and that's why it wasn't seen. Yeah. So this was pretty damn crafty, but still, Blade, you have to look for these trees better and play a little more relaxed. When he gets the 2 hero kills, if he just falls back, creeps, expands, that game is his. But he kind of threw it away. Kind of threw the final away right there.
It doesn't cost anything to just check that base real quick with a Knight. Like, they're really fast. And then he would have seen the tree, gone there, cancelled it. But instead he pulled back. And once that tree went up, I was like, okay, well, this is the big game changer. Blade chose to play very aggressive. I think probably because he thought that Foggy was on one base. Much like the game that they had earlier on Amazonia. Where there was eventually the second base, but obviously he couldn't hold with that. But yeah, very risky play by Foggy, but that was one of the few ways he could come back as well, and some great defense here this time around. And now we get to conclude the series on Echo Isle. They've played many different styles, and question is, what are we going to see, and who takes the win to try their luck against Happy or Vortex? This has been such a sick series. Neo, you said it. If they robbed us of good games, you would have complained for 2 weeks. Usually a single game against Sundead does the trick for me, but you're not going to have to complain here.
I will not complain. I will take a big breath. I'm going to crack up another Monster Energy can, and then I'm going to witness a sick Game 5 on Echo Isles. So let's all take a breather and see each other in 3 minutes. An unbelievable semi-final number 1 is coming to an end here at DreamHack Summer Europe. Monster Energy is supporting this tournament. We are very, very grateful for that, and we are very, very grateful for the past 4 games. It's all gonna come down to Equiles.
So often, right? In epic best of 5 matches, Human versus Night Elf, Equiles seems to make it out into the end. Really glad to see this epic series between the two. And really goes to show how good Blade have gotten. We all know how strong Foggy is. He was behind Happy, but very closely behind Happy for many years. And now, if not, like now everybody must know just how good Blade is. And he could prove that even more if he gets the win here now to move into the final.
He was close to the victory like the last game. He was so close. A few times. Foggy getting clutches, getting big saves, and recovering beautifully after those 0 losses.
Okay. The tension is so high. It's unbelievable. $1,200 guaranteed for the winner of the next map. It all comes down to Equiles. In the upper left, the pride of Moldova, the best human player on the continent, it's Blade. His opponent, once again in the yellow, in the upper right, from Ukraine, the 2-time Vice World Champion, it's Foggy.
A town is under siege.
Oh my god, if you can get a cancel on that.
I think we got some action already.
And this is very usual for Blade to try and go for this. The creeps move back for a second. Foggy only needs that Ancient of War to survive it with very low hit points. If it dies though, it would be a disaster. Oh my god, it's taking so much damage. I think it's gonna die, Neo. Oh, this is so bad. He cannot creep anything. He lost so much wood. He lost the wisp that was building that.
He is restarting his hero into a Keeper of the Grove.
Oh my god. And so that's delayed. It's quite a bit delayed. Look at that Mountain King in comparison.
Oh my god. This is the absolute ultra worst thing that can happen before the 1 minute 30 mark.
And Blade is going Mountain King, which is on this map is super scary. We saw, I think it was Infi play an epic game on this map against Lolliot in the semifinals of WGL. With Mountain King expansion against Keeper full-out aggression. You can just expand, get level 3, get mercenaries, or not, and you're going to be doing really well regardless. Against the Mass Archer style, you can sometimes even go Clap, which is I think what Infi did at the time. So Footman's going to come in, he sees that there is no Ancient of War, he's going to know that he's probably at the top instead. And Foggy even opens Treants, so that Footman is going to be able to scout forever, basically, up until the Keeper gets level 2, which is going to be in a very long time.
I'm pretty sure in almost every other tournament, Foggy would have just GG'd out, or on ladder, or a cup, whatever. Not here. It's high stake. It's a lot on the line. And so he's trying his best, but he's starting basically with a 1 minute 15 delay on the game.
Yeah, this is so bad. Like the fact that he had to creep with just Treants, he already used 2 sets of them, so he spent so much mana. I don't really know why the Mountain King is playing this aggressive. It's like reminiscent of Terra Stand, where he just kind of stayed on the Night Elves, didn't let him creep. We see Blade is going to creep with just Militia on the other side for the small green camp. And I wonder if the game plan might be the same here eventually. Archmage second, Rifle Caster, you proxy a Workshop, you go for that one Police,
Players' forces are
Speakerphone,
under attack.
Mortar, and then you keep on pushing.
This changes everything. Usually we casted it today. We pointed it out before. Warden on this map. How do you protect the economy? In this case, you really don't have to. Oh boy. Mountain King full mana. At the moment there's nothing to kill really, but archers are coming.
Yeah, I think he was hoping Foggy would step out of position, in which case you can land the big stone bolts on the archer and then kill it if it's far enough away from the Moonwells. But Foggy's playing really, really safe. He did as well on Terna Stand. It was like eventually, when he was supposed to start fighting a little more, that he started making mistakes. Remember, he re-engaged the shop when Mountain King pretended that he was going to leave and stuff.
Yeah.
In this game, Foggy's been really patient, but already having a Mountain King level 2 with this much mana, he has full mana. All the initiative in the world is on Blade's side now.
6 footman again. Tech is halfway through. No expansion, no MK expansion. He's kind of the only player who plays MK 1 base. But he can probably do everything he wants now. It's all up to Foggy to turn the tables in this game somehow.
And 6 footman is so scary here.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like he went for into defense.
No, he didn't.
Usually if you go rifle, you get less footmen than that, but I think Blade wanted to make sure he has a lot of them in case he loses 1 or 2. He can still go for some Stormbolt and surrounds. And what second hero are we going to see out of Foggy? Does he go Demon, looking to try and mana burn this?
But then Blade could go Blood Mage?
Yeah, but if you want to go casters, you almost always have to get an Archmage.
Yeah.
But then it gets really interesting.
Yeah. Oh, this game is... Yeah. The tension is so crazy. We have an early Hunter Soul by Foggy, by the way. So it's probably not going to be mass archers, right?
Yeah, usually if you want to upgrade the archers, you'll get the Huntress Soul after you've started tier 3 already.
Are under attack.
But yeah, it looks like you might just go into like later lores and just play maybe a little more standard. I wonder if he goes Giants again. I know that Bears are not having the easiest of times, but this is exactly the kind of strategy against which he might be able to do okay with Bears. I know it went bad on Terna Stand, but I think it was more in the execution than the actual strategy that there were mistakes.
Okay, Demon Hunter second it is. Archmage second it is. More archers and improved bows. That's kind of nice. But what did Blade really accomplish here? He prevents Entangle for a long time.
Yeah, and I think... So look, Archmage is going to come out. If Blade pulls back and creeps 12 o'clock, what can Foggy do? He can only do the top camp in the meantime, which is not nearly as important as 12 o'clock. So he's going to do that, I think. Look at this. He's still keeping two footmen. There is no entangle anyway.
Yeah, he can do whatever he wants, I guess. Mana burn, okay.
Archmage would get level 2 from this.
That's Aura. That's why he went for Water Elemental, probably.
Yo, this build is absurd. I had never seen that before. I really wonder how he came up with that.
Trying to get some last hits.
Oh.
He steals the item.
Are you kidding me?
It's never supposed to happen either. Maybe it's nerfs a little bit.
And a free peasant will be gifted. He's trying to go for the water elemental. There is still a Stormbolt. He has staff, so he doesn't care. That was sick. I cannot believe that he stole that. Now Foggy, he has an Ancient Protector exactly behind his Ancient of War. That's the way you need to play it. If your Night Elf and you struggle against one base pushes, take notes. Ancient of War slightly at the front. Ancient Protector immediately behind. It's not up yet, so he's still fighting on the outside, but I think Foggy needs to retreat here.
He does. Back to the Moonwells. Mana burn on the Mountain King, who's essentially useless. Oh, except these bashes can't get surrounded. The Demon Hunter is dead, but he keeps him up. Starting the green now. I'm waiting for the peasants to move over. This is not how Blade expected this early mid-game.
With this Mountain King, he already transferred the Town Polo in case he needs to use that. But the priests at the back are making him pretty safe. Foggy has levels 1 and 1.
Yeah.
This is an absurd game here.
We're 8 minutes in, and there's no level for Foggy. On the other side, it's 2-2. It's not the craziest either.
Yeah, well, 2-2 is a whole lot better than 1-1. That's for damn sure, though.
It's almost twice as good, I would say. We got big upgrades for Blade, though. We got attack upgrade on the rifles, and we got a depth upgrade on the priests.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense, especially when you open with like 2 or 3 priests, to make sure that you at least have Dispel. There is Orb now for Foggy. He still does not have Entangle. This is the wildest thing ever.
The Demon Hunter control of the Mountain King is really good. The Poison spread is also pretty good. There's no Stormbolt anymore. Priests are falling. Oh, region.
The first bear is gonna join the fray. And Foggy's kinda broke because he's unable to creep right now. And he had to buy orb recently. Blade's doing all the creeping here by playing this composition.
But we do have Master Bears soon.
Wait, he's going castle,
Okay.
even though it's bears.
Two rings in this case, kind of good. There's gonna be a lot of hero focus again. Blade a little bit hoping for a bash here. Not happening. That's a wild tango, man.
Foggy needs entangles so bad in order to be able to achieve more. He did damage a lot of that human army, actually. He's forcing Blade back, but Blade already has a priest. He's got a second one about to join this, and he's finally going to start healing up pretty well. Archmage is almost 3, and Mount Tanking is 1 pixel away from level 3. That would be such a power spike here for him. To get that, he might be able to target that demon, but there's always the staff.
Blade is saving resources for the tier 3. The shop would be so good. Region scroll, everything back to green. Staffs, even orb maybe a little bit. Foggy's trying to get some kills, but Blade's micro seemed to be too good. That's level 3 MK, and there's some mana all of a sudden.
Yeah, Blade's being very patient with Stone Balls because he knows that there is the staff.
That's like 10 food about to drop for Blade, but he can't reach.
He's doing a good job of keeping everything alive. He hasn't broken up keep either this time. Usually Blades break pretty early. He already has +1 attack rifles, but this time since he's going castle, I think the plan might just be to add third hero, add knights, and make sure he gets priests with inner fire again.
That seems to be the play, right? He can fall back to his side of the map now. Maybe keep an eye on the shop to steal heal scrolls if he has the gold for it. Power up with the crazy tier 3
A player's forces
additions
are
that
under
human
attack.
get, and creep his side of the map. He has the level advantage already, and he's not even falling back. He stays in the middle. I like that.
+2 attack on the rifles for Blade. That's a bit surprising, because I really thought he was headed for tier 3 to get knights. But, I mean, maybe because it's against bears, he might just get some more rifles, add sorceresses. You don't need to get knights against
Town
bears.
is under siege.
They're garbage, just rifles is enough.
We do have a level 2 Todd. I can't believe my eyes. On the Demon Hunter. He was solo creeping the Demon Hunter. He's kind of giving up on this Keeper, isn't he?
Yeah. That guy's
Yes.
a walking orb, that's it.
Yeah. There's the spell anyway. He's a staff and he's an orb.
Abolish magic about to finish, so I think he's gonna queue some dryads here behind this. But I believe Blade might be about to force Foggy to TP and take a big fight here. It's pretty nice actually. Foggy somehow forces Blade to Townfall, or he can just run out here, but I don't think Blade will fall for it.
Oh,
I
Blade.
think Blade will just counter siege. But then Foggy can kill. Oh my god, the Pala! To save the Pala, he has to Townfall. That was such a nice catch here.
Okay, speaking of catch, where's the Stormbolt? Not
Maybe
flying
sheep
yet.
blocking this time.
Sheep blocking everything. Good job,
good.
critters. If Foggy is able to walk away from this without a single unit lost, that's pretty impressive.
I think he might. There's double staff.
Yeah.
Blade is like, don't turn your back on me.
How is
So
Foggy?
2 more bears in production, then he queues 2 extra dryads. Foggy needs to buy a bit of time to make sure those units come out, and then he's gonna fight. And actually, wait, there isn't a single sorceress in this army.
Yeah, Slow will definitely be missing here. What do we got? Inner Fire. We got Roar. Big buffs on both armies. Foggy, 64 supply. Blade, 66 supply. Somehow, Foggy is competitive again.
And there is no clap, actually. It's just Stormbolt and Bash. So if that
Yeah.
guy gets burned, the Mount Tanking will not be doing too much in the fights. Except tanking. I guess he's got 2 rings. That's pretty nice. Foggy cannot fight with it without Wisp. Look at this. He's bringing 4. Oh my god,
A
this is
player's
everything here.
forces are under attack.
And Rifle's not that mobile here. He's coming in from behind. He's trying to isolate some of them.
A town
Here
is
we go.
under
This could
siege.
decide who goes to the grand finals, Neo.
One map on the line. The Bears kind of distracted by the water elemental, but the line it has established. The Wisp detonates, not hitting too many of the priests. There's good mana. It's going to be a lot of inner fire. He got rid of a lot of inner fire. 2 more Wisps are coming in. Archmage safe. Mountain King being in focus here. Bears starting to drop. Good redo in the back. Good control. There's level 2. All of a sudden we got Entangle.
And Demon's out of mana, but so is the Mountain King here. He's coming back in, trying to do as much damage as he can to that one. Paladin also out of mana. Militia coming in. And I think Blade is going to be chasing Foggy back. Foggy with a double staff against a rifle army. He can staff so many of these bears, save them, use rejuvenation, and just get ahead in supply eventually. He should not overextend, though. I like that he's pulling back now.
Nighttime. Time to recover. Time to get the moon juice back up. Heal the army back up.
Yeah, the big problem for Foggy is that his entire side of the map, other than for the orange at the bottom right, was
Town
crept.
is under siege.
And he's only on level 2 and 2. On the other side, Blade has so many camps left on his side. So now the question is, does Foggy go and creep the safe orange at the bottom right? Or does he try to play more aggressive, either on the army or the main base? It looks like he's headed for the main base because he knows that the town portal was already used. And he's correct. There is not a new one.
That means no mercenary camp for Blade in the near future. What can he kill? Is there a good
forces are
target? He's
under
just
attack.
going for the lumber peasants to stop the upgrades from getting out of control. Sorceress
there-
now.
There isn't any lumber peasant. I think Blade was playing on expanding. Look at his peasants that went all the way down.
Oh yeah, have to go back up. Huge concave on the rifles here. Staff on the one bear. Mountain King in trouble. Is there something to save him? Must be. No staff. No. Oh, that was dangerous. Bear in trouble. Foggy got the staffs down though, and the bears all of a sudden can attack the rifles.
Yeah, Foggy should be looking to try and kill as much as he can, then pull back. Demon Hunter finally gets level 3. Giant power spike here. Those rides, maybe attacking some of the casters will be good. Both the Mountain King and Pala are running very low.
The bears eat these rifles alive. Blade not fast enough anymore to pull them back. Peasants Militia don't do anything. Way too many Dryads alive. The focus fire is sick with the stacked up poison damage. Militia coming in. Is this the last stand of Blade? If he loses this, would be a debacle.
Yeah, he needs to go for the casters here. Maybe Foggy is trying to go for the Paladin. There is no staff. He's gonna get it. There is
Oh, no.
visibility. The Mountain King still very low. Foggy has so many piercing units. Militia dying left and right. And there is just no front line left.
MK, he got one Stormbolt out. Demon Hunter. Will he be staffed? Is there a staff? There is a staff. You can't afford to lose another hero here. 2 bears super hurt. No Stormbolt, no catch. Foggy takes the lead with this fight. I guess?
Foggy was like, you don't want to let me creep? Fine, I'll kill your units and I'll level like that. And finally, Keeper getting close to level 3. And Blade just lacks front line at this point. He went for that massive rifle army with casters. There is no knights at the front. And against this many bears, it's always going to be really hard, despite them not having any upgrades.
That was the key, right? The rifles on the right-hand side were exposed. The bears found the concave. 3 bears were attacking 1 rifle, and they started to drop real quick. Blade not able to react in time. 3 wisps moving over. Bears going out of the main as well. There's more wisps coming, and Foggy knows, hey, you plan on expanding? Let me show you how to shut this down.
I'm surprised Foggy didn't go for the altar here, because it was obvious Blade was going to go and creep. So he gave Blade the time to creep the big mercenary camp. And what did he get for it? A crystal ball. Well, that's going to help a lot, isn't it?
Gives Foggy some time to go shopping. Heal scroll. Do we have an invul? No. There's a TP. Wisps are waiting. It's
Why
just...
isn't Foggy stealing those creeps?
He's careful. He's really careful.
Okay, he has 3 wisps. Those are gonna have to connect big time, because if everything is in a fire, it's gonna be so hard for Foggy to win the fight. If he has to TP out here, this will be pretty bad. 70 supply gets 67. Remember that Foggy can walk his tree to the expo. Blade cannot. He would have to actually expo on location. Wisp coming in. Big mana burn lands at the front. This Mountain King and Paladin might as well be ghouls, because they don't have any spells and they're just going to be hitting with physical attacks.
Mass focus on the Demon Hunter, who's kind of low. Also the bears, 1 staffed out. Demon Hunter still in that fight. There's a lot of stuff falling for Blade, but I think the position is getting better. Focus fire is getting better. Bears starting to drop, and there's a limited amount of stabs. Demon Hunter just walking away, limping away. The bears are falling so quickly. This position is a lot better. Creeps are attacking all of a sudden. But what does Foggy do without these bears?
I got the Pala. He has no Divine Shield. He went for Devotion. Foggy trying to go for the heroes. There is invisibility. He stabs the Demon Hunter out and he kills the Mountain King. There was a Holy Light, but Blade didn't quite use it on time. And now he loses his Mountain King. He's going to have to remake that. But Foggy lost so much of his army. He had 70 supply. He now has 50 against 55. So he's going to be mining a little bit more. And if I was him, I would wait until that man is mined out before breaking upkeep again.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Blade trying to force the fight though. Paladin close to level 3. There is mana. He is invisible, so he doesn't get burned. Smart move by Blade once more. 4.5. Not just losing some HP. Is slowed again. Without the bears, how much damage can he really do?
Foggy really shouldn't be fighting here. Just go back.
Oh, he doesn't.
He's trying to go for the Archmage.
It was a good Holy Light. Holy Light level 2. Makes hero focus so much harder. MK back from the tavern. Big one, but they're slow. And that forces the TP. The tug of war on Echo Isles continues.
Woo! What a crazy game.
Yeah. They're non-stop fighting. From even before the heroes were out, they are fighting.
Yeah, Foggy needs to stay on 50. He needs to mine out that main base. And I don't even think... Oh my god, he's going to try it. I was going to say I don't think he can go for Giants. But he's actually going to get upgrades and then get a bunch of Giants. That's because he's facing an entire rifle army. And Blades, almost as if he is guessing that this is what's going to come, he moves in position to attack, as to force Foggy to break upkeep now. Both of these players are so smart. Look at this, Foggy catches reinforcements.
That's big. That's one rifle down, that's level 4. And in a game that is a lot about hero focus, level 2 evasion can change games. 2 units dead for free. The Engine of War and the Engine Protector, they're buying some time. Foggy, do you have a TP even? I don't think so, right? He has to walk, engage into this.
Yeah, he might have to go around here. Just an idea. But I think he's looking to try and pick off some of the casters at the back. Bears are hugging that main tree like their life depends on it, and they do depend on it.
Nobody has
2 Giants on the way. If those 2 completes, they could be the saving grace here.
Yeah.
The big tanks at the front to save the game. And I think Blade understands the urgency. Finally, like, he didn't even need to see it. That's the crazy thing. He knows that there's going to be Giants coming. That's against a rifle army. They're amazing. It's so hard to win with the rifles, even though there is +2 and in a fire. And he's applying all the pressure in the world onto Foggy. 65 supply to 63. They're so evenly matched. A priest gets caught. Is there a Holy Light? Yes, there is. Might still go down. And Demon's going to have to be staffed here in a sec.
Yeah. This is kind of big, by the way. Maybe the Moonwell, if he kills it, he's going to be supply stuck. If he's not killing it, Foggy might queue another Mountain Giant. Like now.
Players' forces are under attack.
Foggy's focused on other things here, I think. Demon coming in now. He doesn't have orb. Gets targeted. There is no staff. He already used that. He needs to run back to the Moonwells. He's struggling a little bit, getting stuck. These Dryads got caught. So many of them died. There is 1 million rifles left over.
Foggy is not
big supply lead now.
Yeah, Foggy is not reproducing at the moment. Wisps are coming in. The Mountain Giants were creating quite some space, but for how much longer? Look at these. Oh, the rifles, if they focus the bear. It's like one is gone in 2 shots. Demon Hunter is continuing to burn. No staff on him. Taunt, taunt, taunt all over. But Foggy is continuing to drop supply.
And there's still so many priests left over to recast Inner Fire, to dispel treants if there were to be any. Staff again from Foggy. Perfect. He sends all of the wisps that he had on the goal. The main's fully mined out. Only 1 single Moonwell left over with Juice in the back. Demon Hunter needs to get a big snipe here on something. But that Mountain King has an invuln. Paladin at the front.
How long can Foggy's hero survive? For the Demon Hunter, doesn't look too good! He's gone! He's just gone! The staff wasn't ready! Too much damage, needs a counter kill, but Bash comes in! Keeper with a slow! He's also gone! Double kill for Blade! He keeps his heroes alive! And that's gotta be it! Foggy's crumbling! Blade's in the final!